Written, produced, and directed by Romel and starring Rochelle Gibbons, Daniel Bass, and Erskine Niles, Keeping Up with the Joneses, the movie, is a spin-off of the local sitcom of the same name. In the film, the Joneses are kidnapped and held hostage, and it's up to the matriarch Angela's mentally ill brother, Anderson Hill, and some of his friends to save his family. Despite opening with a tense, thrilling action sequence that will be right at home in a typical blockbuster action movie, as the film progresses, Keeping Up with the Joneses reveals itself to be a family comedy, which borrows from the best of postmodern family sitcoms like Modern Family and Arrested Development.
The only way we could beat them is by being crafty and cunning as well. Look!
Keeping Up with the Joneses, the movie. The only movie where you'll hear someone say,
The chicken is on the treadmill.
One of the luxuries that Keeping Up with the Joneses has is familiarity. Because the audience is already familiar with the characters from the TV show, it doesn't need to spend its time with introductions. The movie does begin with a quick recap of everything up to the end of the show, but in terms of characters and who they are to each other, the movie assumes that you're all caught up on that. With this out of the way, it can focus on its storytelling and how things got to the scene in the beginning. One of the good things about this movie is that each of the characters is given a story arc that allows them to go into their own adventures, giving each of them time to breathe and develop, and thereby allowing the audience to relate to them individually. Keeping Up with the Joneses already had a large cast, and in this movie more were brought into the mix. The way that the screen time and the multiple storylines, all of which converge neatly together, were managed is a testament to Romel Hall's character work. A trademark of Keeping Up with the Joneses is the writing. The framing of the scene seemed to be directly influenced by skit comedy shows in the style of Laugh It Off. Not just because it often places all the characters in the scene in one shot, but also because much of the film's humor relies on sight gags, and scenes are written almost like a sketch show, like Saturday Night Live. This is especially apparent during the villain recruitment scene, where the joke hangs on how unconventional all of the recruits are, and the scene at the psychiatric hospital in which the premise of the joke is that one of the patients believes that he's the real Michael Jackson and was kidnapped and replaced after releasing Thriller. The film feels like a feature-length skit show, which allows it to not be so focused on plot advancement and offer moments where the audience can have fun with the characters. At 1 hour and 51 minutes, the movie would have benefited from some trimming. A few of the scenes are weighed down by trying to cram in as much exposition as possible and getting more mileage out of a joke after the gas is gone. And with this repetitive cutting back and forth between characters as the scene went on, it lost momentum and lingered. Where Keeping Up with the Joneses succeeds is in how it introduces new characters, makes them interact with the story in very interesting ways, and skillfully brings their story arcs together. Where it doesn't quite succeed is in that some of the scenes were too heavy with exposition and could have been cut short. Overall, this is definitely a must-see, not just for fans of the show, but also for new fans to get to experience a piece of local pop culture.